So welcome back guys. In this tutorial I will be going through the 3D sketches. So till now we have covered the 2D sketches. So the difference between 3D sketch and 2D sketch is very simple, that in case of 2D sketches we need a plane in which we will make our drawings. So for example, that there are three ways actually to do 3D sketches. So first one is like you choose any of these, front, top or right plane. Second way is we make planes from reference geometry, and then we make planes, then we make on it. And the last way is we basically draw sketches on any model surface. So let's just go to the 3D sketches. So if you want to go to 3D sketch, just sketch, and here click 3D sketch. So in case of 3D sketch we don't need any plane. So what we can do, you can see right now I'm in 3D. So let's just you can see a lot of tools are still available in 3D also, and there is a one more thing available, which is a plane. You can also insert a plane in 3D sketch, which I will cover in little bit. So let's just draw a line in 3D. So as soon as I clicked on the line, you can see around the cursor there is a detail written over there, that is XY. So right now we are in a XY plane. So just let me change the units to millimeters. Okay, now when I select the line here, okay, 3D sketch, let me switch to 3D sketch. Okay, right now I'm in 3D, and okay, so let's just click on origin and draw a line. So right now we are in a XY plane. You can see it simply. So XY plane is basically here, you can see it is on the screen. So okay, let's just draw a line in XY plane of 40 mm. So I click again and we dropped it. Now if we do the same process again, we will remain in XY plane right now. So if you want to change your plane, click on the tab key. Now you can see I have switched to YZ plane. Now you can see now our sketch is in different plane. So I click again, then I click again the tab key. So again I have shifted to ZX plane. Okay, this is ZX plane. You can see it is in perpendicular state. Now we have drawn a line which is in all planes. Now let's go back and keep switching our plane, and I make another line in this one. Click again tab key, and I try to make it equal around kind of 40. I can do this easily by coming in this view. Okay, now click again. Now it's connected, so I'm fine with it. Right now you can see I have made a 3D sketch. When I just get out of it, now it is in all planes. So we can also make this using the 2D sketches, but that will take a lot of time, because we can draw these two lines easily, but to make this line and this line we will have to develop a reference plane, and then to make this line and this single line we will have to again make a reference plane. So instead of developing two planes for making these sketch, we have done it without any you can say any plane. So let's look at the dimensioning, how dimensioning is done. So for example, if I try to find the distance between 2 points, I am defining the smart dimension. So the first dimension that comes in, that is the point to point. So you can see the point to point distance is okay, it will be 54.51. Then if you press the tab key, it changes the dimension in another plane. Okay, now it is showing dimension in XY plane. Now if you click tab again, it switches its plane. Okay, right now it's in XY plane. We can see here. Now if you click again tab key, then it again changes, and it comes to 0 because in the same plane that they are in actually the same. So actually this is how 3D dimensioning is done. So let's just make it a fully defined sketch. So I will just keep giving the dimensions to all of the lines. Now we can see we still have a blue color here, so it means there is again a dimension which can change. So we can let's try moving this point, so we might get some idea. So okay, right now we can see what is the problem. Now its vertical distance is not fixed, so let's just we can fix it easily by, we can define the length of any line, or we can define the distance between this line and point. Now instead of defining the point to point distance, point to line distance, I will, okay, instead of defining that, okay, it works, okay, it also works, but I will go with the line dimension. So it is fully defined here. So this is how you can give dimension in 3D, and we can also go to features like swept pose and select it. Consider circular file, profile, and select this, and we have a pipe in 3D. Okay, now the next part of the video where we learn how to add planes. So let's go into edit mode and okay, this is the sketch. Let me just switch to front plane. Okay, now if we can also bring our planes here. So the difference between the planes in 3D and the features is that we can add we can also give relations and dimensions to this plane. For example, I click on this plane and I just select a single line. For example, I just select this line and I can just add this plane. So you can see this, the only condition this plane follows is that this line lies on this plane. So but if we are adding a plane through reference geometry, then the all the references would be given. But in case of 3D, we can give only just one. And if you want to change the length of the plane, you can do that by clicking on these yellow handles. Easy. So yes, you can see. Now I want this plane to have an angle with let's just say right plane. Let's define an angle between right plane and this one. So I click on smart dimension, I select right plane and I select this plane. Okay, to select this I just click on this line. Now you can see there is an angle defined between these two planes. So we can click on this and we can select whatever angle we want. So I just click on 140. So I have a plane here which is on 140 degree with right plane. So we can make so many planes, and if you just want to get out of the plane, we can double click anywhere. And if we want to sketch on this plane, we can double click on it, and when the plane is active, the color is yellow, and you can draw on it anything that you want. You can draw it and you can get out of it. So this is how you can add a plane. So adding a plane in 3D doesn't require all the constraints to be satisfied. You can even give dimensions to this plane. For example, you can see there is I have defined an angle. These dimensions cannot be given to the planes which are added by reference geometry. So this is how we can play with the planes. So before I conclude my tutorial on 3D sketches, let's just go through one more aspect. So the one of the 3D entities are helix. So how do you make a helix? So first of all, if we want to develop a helix, we will need a circle. So you can make a circle in 2D or whatever, you can do it. So for example, I made a circle. I can define the dimensions of it. For example, it is 71. Let's just keep it to 70. So after making the circle, you can search helix in search bar, and it will open up. Now you can define how you are going to define the parameters. So for example, if I define the height and parameters, height and revolution, so the diameter of the helix will be equal to the diameter of the circle that we have just drawn, and other parameters such as height and revolutions we can define here. So you can see everything is defined. We can also define a taper helix, which is angular. Now this is how we can do it, and just click OK, and we can also apply features such as swept and apply circular. So we can make springs like structures in this way. So this is it from the sketching.